So then, welcome back. It's the inter-regionals. So from each region, there's 4 boys and 4 girls that get selected. But I think that 1 or 2 regions didn't compete because they didn't have enough riders. So yeah, the first race is a normal national trophy round, but everyone who's doing the inter-regionals gets their points from the national trophy race, then goes towards the overall inter-regionals. And then the second race is a night race, which is at like 5 o'clock, and that's like floodlit. It's only like 10 minutes long, around a short course. And then on the Sunday was a skills race, which was like through gates, and you've got to like get off for some of the gates and ride through others and compete it in as fast a time as you could. And then the last race was a relay. This whole weekend was during Storm Dara, which made it a lot more challenging with really high winds. So yeah, this is how the weekend went. So I was gridded back in 34th, I think, and I didn't get a great start, and off the line I was probably back in about 40th. And yeah, it was a decent course, but there was lots and lots of mud, which made it extra challenging. And you can see there already quite a big crash at the back of the group. Noah White, the series leader, is in second. And then Sam goes through there. He is one of the riders from the southern region, and I think he's up in like 10th, maybe just outside the top 10. And then Tom Allen comes through, another southern rider, goes high, drops down, and then as he's dismounting, loses the front wheel and goes sliding a good metre down the bank. There's another crash just here. A couple of riders go down, and then I come through. I decide to take the high line to avoid the crash. Have to duck under the flag there, and then I was planning on riding it, but I couldn't because of that crash, and I just didn't want to risk it. So yeah, I ended up running down that bit. And at this point, I think I'm in about probably 30th position. So this is the last bit of footage I got from the National Trophy round. Sadly, I didn't manage to get that much, but I ended up finishing in 29th, which I wasn't too pleased with because I was aiming for a top 20, but I guess it was alright, but they were really challenging conditions, and it was a good course. So now the night race, I think I was gridded like 15th or something, maybe around 20th out of about, I think it was 44 riders, and I got a pretty good start. I think that there was something that happened on the left hand side which left an empty gap for like a few riders to move up into. So you can see here that the first few riders managed to ride up this like slippy sort of like hill, and then I come through quite soon. I was like right up there going around that first corner, which I was really pleased with. I was up in maybe just outside the top 10. So yeah, here are the first riders coming through. These riders have managed to get away from like the main group, but then once you get back behind like 5th rider, everything's still very bunched up. And then first southern rider, Tom Allen, comes through here. He's up in like 6th or something. He had a really good night race. So Sam Genazzini broke his bike because we went over for gridding, so he had to go get his pit bike and then race on that. But by the time he got back, gridding had already been done, so he ended up being gridded right at the back. So yeah, I think that this is lap 2, and Sam's managed to already get up to me and a bit ahead of me, and then I'm back in about 20th, I think. This race was very hectic with lots of crashes, and I ended up coming 23rd out of 44, which I was quite pleased with, and overall the southern region managed to do very well. At the start of day 2, the southern region was winning it. I don't know how much by, but it was quite close to, I think, Yorkshire, who were in second. So yeah, this is the skills race, where you've got to ride through numbered gates. You had to keep the number on your left at all times, and gates 5, 10 and 15 you had to get off your bike and run through. So yeah, I was off about 30th, I think. So there had been some good runs earlier in the day, and some people that just sort of messed it up a bit. So they're now going through gate 10. Had to dismount. I should have ideally remounted there, but I sort of forgot. And you're not allowed to run through any of the gates you're meant to ride through. So I had to remount just in front of it, lost momentum, and just couldn't get around the corner. So that probably cost me a good 2-3 seconds. But yeah, I don't know the time I got, but I think it was decent. And now the relay. Going into the relay, Southern were in the lead again, so we got a 5-second head start over second place, which was Yorkshire. Sam completely lost this gap because I think he caught his handlebar on the netting, which is a bit annoying. So yeah, we were then about 2 seconds behind Yorkshire. And now, at the end of the relay lap, Sam had probably managed to hold the gap to Yorkshire up ahead, and the next rider off was Eva, who put in a decent run, and yeah, you can see us here, still in second. I don't know which team's in third, but we're quite closely pursued by them. And then, after Eva, I think that we were back in fourth, and Dan was the third rider off. So here, I think it's I think it might be East Midlands, maybe. I don't know which team it was, but yeah, us and them were quite close together. And then Isla Watson was the fourth rider off, and going into this transition, I think that we were in fifth. So yeah, my turn now, and I was the fifth rider off. I slightly messed up that bottom corner, but quickly got back on it, and my aim was to catch the two riders in front. Forgot which region they were from, but they weren't too far ahead. So yeah, I managed to almost get round a rider here, but then just can't quite get around them on this corner here, but then managed to get past them going down the hill. So yeah, down at the bottom of the relay course, you had some really muddy switchbacks that every rider was running, I think. But then I managed to get back on nice and quickly. And now, small, technical section. I really like this bit, but the next bank was just about rideable, but I decided to run it. And at this point, I think I'd managed to get us into third. And now, little descent into the rollers. I got my foot out, but I just lost the back wheel and almost stacked it, but just about managed to hold it up. And now onto the steps, approaching the end of my lap, chasing down Yorkshire, who's in third. So yeah, I was in fourth.
Well done, Tom. Great work. Keep it up.
And yeah, I was just completely emptying the tank, just like completely finishing myself off, ready to hand over to Isla Patterson, who was our sixth rider to go off.
Come on, Tom!
So then the two leaders were North West and Scotland. That's my sister just gone off there because Scotland only had 3 female riders, so she got asked to ride for them as well. So yeah, there's those two having a battle up at the front, and then I think it's Yorkshire next who come through, and then my change over to Isla. So then about halfway around the relay lap, we have Northwest in the lead with a little bit of a gap back to Scotland, and then Southern Region, Isla is back in third, just about to catch Scotland here as they go over the rollers. And then by the time she's coming up the steps, she's managed to catch up to Northwest, who are in first. So yeah, that was a really strong ride, really good. So now Isla swapped over to Heidi, and Heidi managed to increase our gap back to Northwest, putting us even further ahead. And yeah, Heidi put in another really strong ride. And then Heidi hands over to Tom, who just needs to finish it off. The whole Southern team were just really hoping that Tom wasn't going to like stack it or anything, because you can see here, he's like really pushing it. He's not holding back at all, he's emptying the tank completely. So yeah, our gap back to Northwest was about 15 to 20 seconds, I think. It was a really decent gap, really quite big. And you can see here as Tom gets to the top of the steps, Northwest aren't even at the bottom yet. Southern Region managed to win the relay, and we won the overall race, which was really good. And the whole Southern Region was really pleased with that. And then that's all the riders that competed at the interregionals, and then that's the podium. So Southern won it, and then Northwest, and then Yorkshire. So then there you go, that is the interregionals complete. I was really pleased that the Southern Region managed to get the win. It was a really great weekend of racing and I really enjoyed it. Hopefully I get selected again to represent the Southern Region, and just a thanks to all the organisers for organising it. Must have been especially hard given that Storm Darrow was going on, and it was really annoying that they had to cancel all the elite races on the Sunday. But yeah, it was really great and I really enjoyed it.